Welcome to Toffee TV. It is the instant match reaction. Newcastle United 1, Everton 1. A brilliant point, let's be honest. A brilliant point for the Toffees tonight. For a long time in that game, we just looked absolutely all over the shop. We didn't look like we had a hope in hell. And a little bit of, not luck, just well-used VAR. That's all I would say. Well-used VAR at both ends of the pitch. One to spot that they were offside for the second goal, and one to spot that Ashley Young had been dragged down in the box, and that is exactly what VAR is there for. To spot those things. And luckily tonight we've been on the end of two right decisions with VAR. I'm not exactly sure why it took so long to give the penalty. It was absolute stonewall penalty. And then I heard the words Tarkowski's got the ball, and I was like, yeah, all right, sound. And then I heard the words Dominic Calvert-Lewin's got the ball, and I was like, oh, okay, I'm a little bit more nervous now. And then and then this happened. So yeah, as you can see, the Blues clearly enjoyed that moment. But listen, we started so poorly. Jordan Pickford had to make a save, hasn't he, quite early on, and Jordan Pickford had to make some big saves all the way through the game to keep us in it. Let's be honest. The goal itself was just poor. A stupid long ball down the pitch, not dealt with in midfield. Isaac picks up the ball. Branthwaite, I'm not sure what Branthwaite's thinking. Maybe he's thinking he's going to just get himself in the way, and he just goes too early. He jumps too early, and it looks really stupid in hindsight, and Isaac finishes it comfortably. But we look so, in that first half, up to the subs, I'd say, in that first half, we looked so painfully beaten. We were all over the place. Nothing was working. Yeah, we had a couple of chances. Decore put one over, and Beto had a couple of half chances. But we looked so beaten. And that was the worst thing about it, is we looked like a team that had just given up. We really did. We looked like a team that had just given up and didn't have any idea what to do. He'd made changes. They hadn't really worked. There was no spark. There was just nothing. There was just nothing to get us going at all. Players were just, it was just bouncing off us, and you could see they were so confident, and we had no confidence about us whatsoever. But we by hook or by crook, we stayed in the game. And second half, again, we started really shaky. And Tarky put one onto our own post. And you're just thinking the inevitable will happen. And I think he was going to make four subs just before they scored, or just as they scored the second. And when they got the second, it felt like, well, there you go. It's 2-0, and it's the inevitable, isn't it? But we got through that. We made the changes, and actually we started to get an element of control. Gomez got on the ball a little bit. I thought Garner did well when he came on. And obviously Dom up front made a couple of things happen. He put a lovely header down, and Michalenko nearly ran onto it. But it just wasn't. But you could see what you could see is, you could actually see, for once, a team believing that we could get back in the game, or a team playing on the front foot for once. And we just don't see that enough. we don't see the team playing. It was again another game where you looked at it thinking the man, he set up for a point and we've conceded and that's it, we're done. And at least when the subs came on, you just felt like everyone went, it's only 1-0. It's only 1-0 and these are not actually doing loads. They'd had loads of the ball, but they weren't doing loads. We've had one cleared off the line by Michalenko, but they weren't doing loads. And when it's only 1-0, you're thinking you can get something out of this. And we kept on going. And okay, maybe when we got the penalty, it felt maybe we were running out of steam, but it was an absolute clear day penalty, wasn't it? It was like, I don't even know why they were looking at it. I really don't. I don't know why they were looking at it so much. He sent him over to the monitor and he's literally, I know sometimes they'll look and go, well, did the forward instigate the drag down? But he didn't. He got two hands on him. I know he just come on and done it. He had two hands on him, dragged him. That was a clear-cut penalty. And and as I said, for that little moment, we deserved it. James Garner hit the post as well. He was really unlucky when he hit the post. And I think just for that small spell, we deserved it. If you're not going to finish us off, if you're not going to finish the game off, then you know we'll try, and we did, and that's what was pleasing about the last 30 minutes or so, is that we actually tried to have a go at them, and we just don't see that. And that is the biggest complaint I think about Sean Dyche's teams, is of how passive they are, and how we just sit back and let teams have a go at us and don't try and force. And I think for the last half an hour we did, and we brought Chimiti on as well. So we had two strikers playing up front. And it was a bit weird that he didn't have two strikers on when, you know, Beto and Dom, but he brought Chimiti on. And we got a little bit of luck. At the end of the day, we got a little bit of luck. And even when it went 1-1, we didn't sit back. And we had a couple of moments, and we almost had a one-on-one. And I'm not sure what McNeil was doing, to be honest, because he was nearly one-on-one, and then nearly cost us to be to go the other way. But at least in the last 30 minutes, there was just something to get hold of and something to get behind, and we just don't have that enough. And I really hope on Saturday when we play Burnley, we really have a go at them. We really start the game and say, lads, you've got to win this game. You've got to go out and give everything and just get out and win this game. Because, you know, Burnley are no mugs. Okay, they think they've got a draw tonight, but they're no mugs. They've been on a little good unbeaten run now. I think it's 4 games. And we have to throw everything at them. And I think if we play with a little bit of the attitude we showed in the last 30 minutes at least, then you've got a chance. Because if you're not fighting for the share, for the badge, for the fans, then what's the point? And I think that's what was so upsetting in the first half to me wasn't the lack of quality. It was the lack of hard work. It was the lack of belief that we could get something out of the game. And I think that was restored somewhat in the last 30 minutes. So at least there was something there. At least there was just that little bit of drive, and you know, we've got a point, and we move on. And I think I said it on Saturday, the manager set up to play for a point and get a point, and he's got a point tonight. And you know, a bit more. If we hadn't been stupid on Saturday, then we would have got a point out of Saturday. I know it's not enough because I think we're playing teams that, not saying we should beat them, but maybe certainly someone like Bournemouth, we have more to play for than they do. But I think a couple of players might have given the manager a little bit of food for thought tonight. I think Gomez coming on, getting hold of the ball a little bit. Not perfect, but getting hold of the ball. Because the team that started, again, as I say, the core was so poor. And you're starting to think now, maybe we should start to look at that position and think, is there something different we can do? You know, I thought McNeil had a very strange game tonight. I don't think his average position was like tucked in again. Very, very strange again. I think there's definitely, definite look of, maybe we can move a few players around and maybe change the shape a little bit. Certainly when, as I said, we've got when we've got a big game on Saturday that we've got to really have a go at, and we'll see, but we'll see. James Garner, I thought did well when he came on, but Onana's numbers when he was on the pitch were really, really good. Really good. It's just that little maybe intensity. What are we lacking? Are we lacking that intensity? And I thought we were so in the first half. But the manager's got to make subs early, like he did tonight. He's got to be quicker to react. I think a lot of people were surprised that he didn't make the changes at the part time. Sorry. So he's got to be quicker to react to situations, because I think if we'd reacted earlier on Saturday, we could have won the game at 0-0. When it was 0-0, I think if we'd reacted at that point, could have seen us go on and win that game when we were starting to get an element of control. So it's weird. I'm seeing people have a go at Onana in the comments. It's so weird. Just go and have a look at his numbers. Go and have a look at his numbers. Weird, absolutely weird. Helped set up probably one of our best chances as well, when Decore kicked it straight at their goalie in the first half. Very, very strange, very, very strange. But there you go. So yeah, he's got food for thought for Saturday now. He's got food for thought on what his best lineup is, how we go at them, and hey, guess what? He's got more than one day to prepare for it. Who knows what he'll do with that? But I think we're all feeling just a little bit better. Not only because we've drawn, but I think because we've seen a little bit of fight, in that second half. And as I said, that's what I'll take from the game. Listen, I'm not talking about who knows best. Go and look at Onana's numbers from tonight. Forget about who knows best. Go and look at his numbers. Go and look at them. Come back. Go and look at them. Come back. In the first half, he had 100% pass accuracy. So, yeah, go and look at his numbers before we're talking about who knows best. He won 2 of his 3 tackles. So, there you go. So, go and look at them and come back to me. So, simple as that. But Garner did well when he came on as well. He was full of running. I said he hit the post. So the manager's got decisions to make. What does he do? Who does he put into the side? How can he increase the intensity? That's on him. I think personally that's on him to decide what he wants from the team. On Saturday, I want a team to go after Burnley early on. I want them to go after him early on. I want them to let them play a little bit and go for the win and go after them. That's on the manager. That's what we expect at home. We expect teams to go after the opposition. So that's got to be a fundamental thing for me, because it's been a while since we've been at Goodison, and we've got to get out there and have a right go at them. And after just that attitude, because I think if you've got that attitude, fans will back you. I think if you're going after a game, we can't be passive. We can't sit there and wait for something to happen on Saturday. And I think far too much tonight we waited. And then when it was time and we needed it, we reacted. Luckily enough. But listen, we were lucky in terms of Jordan Pickford's made some big saves. They've played like they thought they were just going to sort of roll us over, like the second goal was going to come. I don't know, another team, maybe if they'd had more subs, better subs, they could bring better quality on. Obviously they had to take Isaac off, and it was actually us who reacted better late on in the game, who had probably more strength coming off the bench, oddly, which we don't normally say that, to get something. So it's a good point. We'll take it and we'll move on to Saturday, and hopefully Saturday. It's a huge game. It's an absolutely huge game Saturday now, and great that Dom has finally found his scoring boots, and he's got that off his back now. And obviously Beto scored 2 in his last 4 as well. So I mean, it's not amazing, but at least those things are put to bed now, and we can start focusing on other things. So there you go. Yeah, and the fans were amazing. Fans were amazing tonight, absolutely amazing. So well done to them. Stuck together and kept singing all the way through the game. It's the only thing you could hear. So good stuff, good stuff. Sorry, I'm just laughing at all nonsense about Onana in the comments. If people can't see he's a good player, then I don't know. Maybe we don't deserve good players then. If people can't see it, I don't know. But there you go. That's for another day. There you go. Right, I'll be back to do my player ratings in a little bit, and Baz will be on to do his as well. Thanks for watching. See you later.